Hello and welcome. My name's Steve Woody from Online Mastery, and this is a 5-minute website review. Today we're looking at Diamond Seal Windows that was submitted by Aldo. And he says that the guy who made it, he thinks, did it with a standard template and doesn't really know about website optimization. And as a result, he's a bit concerned that it's not getting the rankings it needs in Google, but more importantly, he needs more leads, which in turn obviously will generate more sales. Which obviously is what it's all about, right? So to have a look at this website over the next 5 minutes and have a look at what we can do to improve it in terms of helping it to convert better. So when I look at the website, Diamond Seal Windows and Conservatories. Over 50 years of experience in fitting quality windows and conservatories. So right there I can see what it does. It tells me what it does, and that's nice and simple. I would say, however, that the writing, the white writing on the white background, is a little bit hard to read at the start here, and it might be worth taking this background image and just putting like a 10 or 15%, uh, putting like a black cover between the image and the text, maybe like a 10-15% opacity, just so it darkens the image ever so slightly, but it allows this text to pop. I can see what you tried to do here by having the text below it and obviously having these effects on it. You don't need all these effects, you can take them off and just do that on the image itself. It will look a lot crisper. So yeah, looking at what we do here, the first thing I would say is, again, and I see this on so many sites, so I appreciate that I'm repeating myself, but there's no call to action. There's nothing for me to do here. I kind of just have to fend for myself. And one of the things that I see a lot of, and I want to point this out, is your social media. So what this would allow me to do here is if I was to click on this, um, and at the moment these buttons obviously don't work, but if they did, you would take me to a social media channel, whereas I may get distracted and I may end up forgetting about the website that I was looking at in the first place. So I would remove the social media links from up here. In fact, what I would probably do is have call free and then have call local, maybe on the same line, and then maybe contact us that leads to the form. If you're going to do it like that, I would have that all on one line, make it a bit smaller, just so you can get rid of this. Just so it, there's a lot of empty space here, it's not being used. Um, and I think that would be a lot cleaner if you did that, or just have the two phone numbers left and right. And what that allows you to do by cleaning up that space and just even pushing it down a little bit is to put a button in here. And that should be like click here to get started, click here to contact us, click here to look at our testimonials, whatever that might be. But you're giving them something to do. And by doing that, what people want to know ultimately, especially if they're looking for conservatories, is are you trustworthy? Will you get the work done on time? Are you cost effective? So these are all the questions that anyone that's looking for a conservatory, typical questions they're going to be asking. And so you need to make sure you're answering those straight away. You don't want people to have to search for that information. So ask yourself, what do my customers want? Like, why are they going to buy from us rather than a competitor? Once you understand that, make sure that that information is easily available. So as I start to scroll down, they get a 10-year insurance back guarantee. So that's really good. But again, this is a big use of space here that I think with the design, because as you mentioned, it was used in a template, you've kind of just put stuff in as where it needs to go. And I think you can probably just tweak that ever so slightly to make it look a bit better. But yeah, I like the fact it's got a nice image there. Windows Doors Conservatory. So here we're getting down to the call to actions. But can you see how far I have to scroll to get to this? See, I would recommend that you move these up above this section here. I think this section can almost be removed or moved down. I think sometimes less is more. And I would say by choosing Diamond Seal windows and conservatories, you get guarantees on A-rated double glazed windows, composite front doors, and fully fitted quality control that come with a 10-year insurance back guarantee. You can just move that text into this sentence here, and you can remove that whole section because it's just unnecessary. You don't need it there. I know it's a nice image and you like it, but it doesn't serve a purpose. And we're looking at the outcomes. Then I would have your call to actions, okay, and then you'll get in touch. And on your get in touch here, if you want to have this. I maybe have this background image here instead of the plain black and put the stuff over the top. But it's really one of the things here is you've got one font here, and as we scroll down, we've got a second font, and then we've got a third font here, and then we've got a fourth font here. So there's like 4 fonts on this page. Keep the consistency. This is one of the main things in design that people don't realize. But you want to, it makes a difference. You want this consistent look and feel because even though this is your website and your website is not your speciality, it is your storefront. and people will judge you based on your storefront. You know, if you turned up to quote for a job on conservatories and you were smelling like you hadn't washed in 3 days and you were wearing ripped jeans and a t-shirt that had like yesterday's dinner stains on it, people are less likely to buy from you because they're not going to respect you because you're not respecting your own appearance. And they'll think, well, if you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of my conservatory? And I'm using that as an extreme example, but what I'm trying to do is articulate how that comes across on the website as well. If you don't take care of your website, then people are going to assume that it's the same for your business. And so you need to give them no options, and there needs to be no opportunity for people to be able to second guess or judge you. Um, People rarely comment on good design, but they will always have an opinion on bad design. And so sometimes this is where I say less is more. Just remove the sections that you don't need and that aren't serving you that well. Keep everything consistent. But aside from that, it looks good. And I would just make sure that you focus more on the calls to action. Look at the page as a customer. So take yourself out of your business, take yourself away from your business. Look at this from somebody who has absolutely no idea about conservatories, has no idea about doors. Just consider yourself a homeowner and you come to this website. Do I know what a an A-rated double glazed window is? Or are you using industry speak here? And so these are little things that you need to just consider in terms of, as someone's reading through this, does it make sense to them? Are you using language that they understand? Are you making it easy and obvious for them to get to where they need to get to? And all of those things are going to help you in terms of having your SEO on your website. Um, and this here, this is just fake SEO. This does absolutely nothing. All of this here can be removed. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to bulk up a page for keywords, and all that's going to happen is Google will look at this text and say, I can see exactly what you're trying to do, and it would just knock you down even further on the rankings anyway. So this is going to be more harmful than more good. Just by repeating the same words with different areas. You want to use this in your targeting, absolutely, but you should be using this in pay-per-click campaigns, not on your website homepage. So it doesn't do anything for SEO, so you want to remove that from that area of the page. If anything, what you should do, what I would recommend, is within your website you have a separate page for each area. It's quite simple to do, and each area would specifically focus on this. And you would do it that way. And having each individual page in a different area will, one, bulk out your website, make more content for it, and also by doing that, what it would allow you to do is create some content specifically for that area. One of the things that I did with a client once that worked really well is we took a picture, we got a picture, sorry, we actually didn't take it, we got the picture off of Google of the local road sign. So if you know in local towns in Great Britain, in England, you get the welcome to sign and everyone recognises it, everyone knows as they're driving into their hometown, you've got the welcome to Leeds or welcome to wherever you are. So having that in the banner here, something like that, would show some familiarity, and that allows people to think that you're local, because that's what you're trying to do here. What you're trying to do here is you're trying to tell people you're local, and that's a good thing to do. But there's just other ways that you can do it, and things like that. And what that did, by creating a Facebook ad with that welcome to sign on it, and it was actually Chelmsford, the one that we did at the time, so it was welcome to Chelmsford. We put some people in front of the sign. We put it onto a social media paid ad, and it actually outperformed every other ad we'd ever run 2 to 1. So it just shows you like the power when you're running ads locally, and people feel like you're a local person. They trust you that much more. So definitely worth doing, but just not in this way. Look, I know that's only 5 minutes. I hope it helps. I hope it gives you a start and some things to consider and to look at. And check the website for more information.